Hello friends. Foraminas and structures passing through these foraminas in Norma basalis will be discussed in this video. When we see the skull from inferiorly, so that is the inferior view of the skull is known as the Norma basalis. The first foramina in the Norma basalis, it is incisive foramina. So incisive foraminas are two in number. They are located in the incisive fossa. So the arrow is showing that incisive fossa. So it is located in the hard palate. On posterior and anterior wall of the incisive fossa, there are two incisive foraminas are located. The structures transmits to this foraminas are greater palatine vessels from palate to the nose and nasopalatine nerves from nose to the palate. So this is that arrow, it is showing the incisive fossa with incisive foraminas, and these are the structures greater palatine artery and nasopalatine nerves. So these are that contents transmits through this incisive foramina. Greater palatine foramina. So this arrow, it is showing that greater palatine foramina, and this located on each side in the posterolateral angle of the hard palate, and it transmits the greater palatine nerves and greater palatine vessels. So in this image you can see that green color one, and where on either sides of this greater palatine foramina is located. Lesser palatine foramen. Lesser palatine foramen is located beneath the greater palatine foramina on either sides of horizontal plate of the palatine bone, and it transmits the middle and posterior palatine nerves. And foramen ovale. So the greater wing of the sphenoid bone on either sides, you can see this is that image, greater wing of the sphenoid bone, that brown color one. So there on either sides of this there are three openings are there, that foramen rotundum, foramen ovale and foramen spinosum. So here in this slide we will discuss about the foramen ovale. It is a large and oval in shape, and it is situated in the posterolateral to the upper end of lateral pterygoid plate. So in this lateral pterygoid plate, here in the violet color one, so the lateral and medial pterygoid plates are there, and it lies lateral to the lateral pterygoid plate. And the structures passing through this foramen ovale can be remembered with the mnemonic, that is male, that is M-A-L-E. M for mandibular nerve, A for accessory middle meningeal artery, L for lesser petrosal nerve, E for emissary vein. So emissary vein connecting the pterygoid venous plexus to the cavernous sinus. So next opening, that is the foramen rotundum. So it also lies at the greater wing of the sphenoid bone. It lies above the foramen ovale. It is a canal present in the base of the greater wing of sphenoid bone, and it is situated inferior and lateral to the superior orbital fissure. So this is that superior orbital fissure, and inferior to that superior orbital fissure is the foramen rotundum, and the canal transmits the maxillary nerve, that is the branch of trigeminal nerve and emissary vein. The foramen spinosum, so this lies beneath that, below the foramen ovale, and it is a small and circular in shape, and it limited posterolaterally by the spine of the sphenoid bone. So this is that location of foramen spinosum. It transmits the middle meningeal artery, middle meningeal vein, the posterior trunk, and nervus spinosus or meningeal branch of. So next is the foramen lacerum. Foramen lacerum, you can see in this image in the skull, it is located in the petrous part of the temporal bone, and this the red color one, here it is the petrous part of the temporal bone. So there that foramen lacerum is located at the base of medial pterygoid plate, and it lies junction of the sphenoid bone, petrous part of the temporal bone, and medially by the basilar part of the occipital bone. It transmits the meningeal branch of the ascending pharyngeal artery, emissary vein, from the cavernous sinus to the pharyngeal venous plexus. One is the internal carotid artery. So in this image you can see internal carotid artery along with sympathetic plexus, and it enters it from behind and exits above. Along with this internal carotid artery, greater petrosal nerve enters from posterolateral aspects and leave anteriorly as nerve of the pterygoid canal. So these are the important contents transmits through this foramen lacerum. Another foramen, it is located in the petrous part of temporal bone, that is the carotid canal. So you can see that arrow, it is representing the carotid canal located in the petrous part of temporal bone, and it transmits the internal carotid artery with sympathetic plexus around it and internal carotid venous plexus and connecting the cavernous sinus and internal jugular vein. So hence the name has given that carotid canal. The emissary veins connecting the pharyngeal venous plexus and cavernous sinus. So next important foramen, that is the jugular foramen. So it is also located in the petrous part of temporal bone. The arrow representing the jugular foramen, and so hence the petrous part of the temporal bone having the three foramina: foramina lacerum, foramina jugular foramina, carotid canal. And it is divided into three parts: anterior, middle and posterior parts. Anterior is the small part where inferior petrosal sinus is transmits, and middle part, it is that from anteroposterior direction 9th, 10th, 11th cranial nerves transmit. In this image you can see 10th and 11th nerves are surrounded in a common sheet of dura mater, whereas 9th nerve has an independent sheet of dura mater, and the posterior part is having the sigmoid sinus. So these are the jugular foramen contents. So next, small foramen, that is a stylomastoid foramen, and in this image you can see stylomastoid foramen. As name it is telling, it located in between the styloid process and mastoid process, and it transmits the 7th cranial nerve, that is the facial nerve. The facial nerve leaves the cranium and enters into the extracranium from this stylomastoid foramina, and it supplies to the muscles of the face. And stylomastoid artery as a branch of posterior auricular artery. So these two are transmits through stylomastoid foramen. Very important and the largest foramina in the skull, it is the foramen magnum. It is divided into small anterior and large posterior compartments and by the talar ligaments of the axis vertebra. That small anterior compartment contain apical ligament of the dens and superior band of the cruciform ligament and membrana tentoria. So membrana tentoria is a continuation of the posterior longitudinal ligament of the vertebral bodies. So these three are located in the anterior small portion of foramen magnum. So next is the posterior compartment. So posterior compartment having the large one and contain medulla oblongata with its meninges, that is dura, arachnoid and pia mater, and two posterior spinal arteries, right and left, one anterior spinal artery, two vertebral arteries, that is right and left, and sympathetic plexus around that vertebral arteries, and these plexus consist of postganglionic sympathetic fibers derived from the inferior cervical sympathetic ganglion and spinal roots of two accessory nerves, right and left. So spinal root of two accessory nerves are the 11th cranial nerve. So it is having the spinal root and cranial root. The spinal root is located in the posterior compartment of foramen magnum. Next is the hypoglossal canal. It is located in the occipital bone on each side of the foramen magnum. Above the lateral margins of the anterior part lies the canal. Then it transmits the 12th cranial nerve, that is a hypoglossal nerve, and meningeal branch of the region of this foraminas located in the Norma basalis are. So first one is the incisive foramina, and here greater palatine foramen, and so in the greater wing of the sphenoid bone foramen ovale, and petrous part of the temporal bone, this is a carotid canal, and this is that jugular foramen, and this is the foramen lacerum, and this it is the foramen magnum. So these are all foraminas are located, important foraminas located in the Norma basalis.